Hello, I hope you are doing well and that you are feeling great and grateful. I wanted to take this time today and talk about weight loss sabotage and how we're destroying our own greatness through unconscious actions that work against our better selves. It's a very destructive manner of thinking, and it's a lot more common than most would think. Let's get into it. Self-sabotage. I've been a yo-yo dieter for so long. I have sabotaged myself many times, and that's why my weight loss journey was so much longer than it needed to be, because I would take 3 steps forward and 4 steps backwards. And those 3 steps forward meant I knew what I was doing. That means I had some grasp over the calorie deficit balance and exercise, and that I knew how to lose weight. But the 4 steps back was the sabotage. Why was I doing this? If I was making progress, why did I choose to go backwards? And a lot of us, especially emotional eaters, find ways to sabotage ourselves on our journeys. What is self-sabotage? What is the definition of self-sabotage? And if you can relate to being a saboteur of your own progress, let me know in the comments, because it's good to see that there's a community and you're not alone and there are other people like you. Self-sabotage is when you destroy your own ability to achieve your weight loss goals by working toward your weight loss goal, then retracting from it. Most commonly, your own mind becomes your biggest enemy, and your thoughts begin to severely affect your behaviors. We can see that it's all in the mindset. The brain is used to you being a certain kind of way. Your actions are doing the most, and you should be proud of yourself. You are always taking a step in the right direction, which is forward. You are moving forward with your weight loss and health goals. And for that, I applaud you, because a lot of people don't have the courage to even start. Good job. But when you find yourself taking actions against those steps, then it's time to start seeking help, because now why are you working against yourself? Why are you an enemy to your own progress? Sometimes it's not even outsiders. It's not even your family member or Keisha from down the block or your hating ass ex. Sometimes you are your own worst enemy. And that's frightening, because you are literally all you have in this world. You live in you. You cannot escape you. So it's imperative to start working for yourself. Here are some signs of self-sabotage. Signs of self-sabotage looks like being a negative thinker. You find yourself always tending towards a negative mindset. I can't, I shouldn't, I won't be able to, it's not possible. That kind of thinking, that's signs of self-sabotage. You're a negative self-talker. You talk down to yourself. You talk to yourself like you are an enemy, but it's you. That's signs of self-sabotage. You're a secret eater. This is a big one, especially if you're emotional and or binge eater. Being a secret eater is where you eat not around the presence of others and think that either the calories don't count, or secret eaters are, this is no judgment to secret eating, but secret eating is like binge eating almost. It's almost like a disorder, having a secretive eating tendency. You feel like it doesn't count because it's not being seen, it's not a public action, and you actually take in way more calories than you thought you ever would, because it's done by binging. You have Snickers in your nightstand and you have 3 cups of ramen before bed, and it's like, oh, nobody could hear me, and you sneak to the microwave. When you find yourself doing secretive actions, hiding things, that there's a sense of shame attached to this action, so beware of that. Signs of self-sabotage. When you're making excuses for your actions instead of taking accountability. A big part of my channel, my content, and even my brand is self-awareness. There is so much power in being self-aware, because it's a way of knowing who you are. And I know who I am. I know who I am, and I know who I am not. And that having that knowledge can get you very far, because you know how to traverse now. You know how to move. So if you're making excuses for bad behavior. You are self-sabotaging because you're not taking any responsibility. Scary. Another sign would be obsessive thoughts about food. Fasting is essentially, down to the bare bones, is a restrictive lifestyle. Depends on what kind of pattern you're doing, what protocol you take. ADF is quite aggressive. It's a 36-hour period of not eating. And on your fast days, you might pine for food. Pining for food is not the same as being obsessive, but being obsessed with food, whether you're fasting, not fasting, feast days, fast days, morning, noon, and night, as soon as you wake up, when you go to bed, when you lay down, like that is a sign of self-sabotage. You're not in control. Food has the power. No one else should have power over you. Nothing should have power over you. You should have all authority over your actions. And when you find that something like food is controlling your thoughts, your mind, and all your behaviors, it's really time to get real with yourself and start working and thinking about even getting professional help. That's no way to live, being a slave to food. And that's why I was so happy I started fasting, honestly. And I mentioned this in previous videos. There is a freedom. There is a certain kind of freedom. If you're able to look at it from this viewpoint, if you're able to see what I see, there's a freedom when you're able to just not worry about it. If you're able to get over the hump of being uncomfortable, a bit of stomach grumbling, and going to bed without a full stomach, you'll realize there's a freedom of not having to worry about what to have for breakfast. What am I gonna have for lunch? I gotta go to the grocery store. How much money is in the account? It's just, I'm not eating today. Point blank, period. I think that was my biggest thing that hindered me with diets, was that there was too much thinking. I hate too much thinking. And that's why this lifestyle was so beneficial for someone like me, who just had so much on their plate. Because that kind of freedom is liberating. It frees up time. It frees up mind space. It frees up anxiety, frees up your pants waist because, you're gonna lose weight. It was just easy. There's just a freedom that ties back into the obsessive thoughts as a sign of self-sabotage. So let's talk about, where do we get this from? Why are we our own worst enemies when it comes to progressing and then regressing? Because sometimes you just do so well and you reward yourself in the worst way, or you just fall off the train completely. Like, why do we do this? And I want you to know, before we even get into regressing, it is normal, even encouraged, to have a non-linear path to success, whatever success is for you. Whether it's becoming a star, losing weight, getting your degree, starting the business, it's going to look like a freaking heart rate chart, okay? But do you see the pattern? Although it's going up and down, it's consistently, progressively going up. That is called life. Hardly, rarely, if ever, does anybody go from 0 to 100 real quick. I've never heard of it. I've never seen it. What you need to ensure yourself is that you keep going, because you cannot reach any destination. You will never reach any destination if you fall off the horse. If the horse bucks you off, you fall down and the horse is waiting for you to get up on it, you better get back up on that horse. You better, because you owe it to yourself, because you started riding the horse. The horse is now waiting for you to finish it. Like, are we going where we're going? Ma'am, are you going to get back on me? I want you to get back on the horse. Sometimes some things aren't for everybody. Not everything is for everybody. There's people that are like, I can't do fasting. And to that, I would say, maybe ADF is not for you. Maybe you can try OMAD. You can try 16-8. You can try keto, but then don't just drop the whole lifestyle altogether, because guess what? You came here for a reason, and you owe it to yourself to see it, at least get close to your goal. And if you want to change it up, fine, but don't drop the goal altogether, okay? I just want to let you know that your success will not be straightforward and ahead, and don't beat yourself up. Give yourself grace. Grace is such a beneficial gift to yourself. It gives you the flexibility to know that you are human, things happen, and that we shall proceed. But why are we our own worst enemies? Here's some things to think about. And the biggest are those lack of those self traits. Lack of self-esteem, lack of self-confidence, lack of self-worth, lack of self-belief, lack of self-value. All those self-words are essentially under the umbrella of self-love. When we love ourselves, all those self-cups are full when you love yourself. The goal should be self-love. Self-love has self-esteem under it, self-confidence, self-value, self-worth. And it is within your best interest to fill every single one of those cups, because you will essentially have a whole person that knows like they know that they know all that is good in the world is what you deserve. Never, ever for a moment think that you are undeserving of a promotion, of an opportunity, of a goal, of a mission, and it is for you, okay? That is an important way to look at life. I deserve to be 130 pounds. Like, why not? If you cannot think of any other reason, because I talked to you about your why must be strong. If you can't think of your why, just be like, but why not? Who am I not to? I go to work, right? I work in a primarily male dominant environment. I work at UPS, I work in a warehouse, and I maybe could count on one hand all the women that work there, right? I go to work with my hair done, nicely applied makeup that is fitting for the day. And mind you, this is an overnight job. So this is like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm looking like this. I put on my earrings, I have my Jesus piece, and I smell good. I always wear perfume to work. And mind you, this is a warehouse. It's dusty, it's dangerous, it's very busy, but I put the effort in to feel my feminine best every day. Even if I don't like myself that day, I'm on my period, I am tired, I didn't get enough sleep, I'm hungover, I put in the effort every day. Why? Because I'm a representative of myself. I love myself enough to not go out on the street looking like who did it and ran, okay? That's just an example of my self-love to myself. Like, I need to show up looking like a supervisor to set an example, because guess what? Other people see me looking decent at work. They follow suit. They run a flat iron through their hair. They swipe on some mascara. It's the effort. Because why? Because I'm worth it. So when you take the time to do things like joining the Facebook ADF group, when you take the things like joining this membership group, you are investing in yourself. You're adding to your self-value, which is a cup. Let's distinguish each one of these cups. Self-esteem is how you view yourself. Self-worth, what you feel like you are deserving of. Self-worth is what you deserve. Self-value is what you bring to the table, what you bring, what you offer. So if an employer is gonna hire you, they're gonna look at your value. Also self-awareness, which is another thing altogether. But all these things should be under the self-love umbrella. When things are missing, you're gonna do dumb shit. Dumb things happen when you feel low about yourself. I've been there. A woman can be as beautiful as the morning sun, but if she thinks lowly about herself, she might as well be a prostitute on Hunts Point in the Bronx, New York, because that's how she feels about herself. So it's imperative to take the time, start working on filling those cups. Another reason why we self-sabotage is a big one. We're afraid of change. Naturally, us as humans we're not big on change. We don't like change. Sure, seeing something new here and there is fun, but our lives enjoy routine. We enjoy a foundation that's strong. We enjoy stability. We enjoy the daily rigmarole, okay? We like predictability, and we don't like going into situations where we don't know the outcome. That's just inherent, instinctive within us as the humankind. That's natural. We're not supposed to like change. Change is frightening. Change is scary. We don't know. Since caveman days, change is scary. But there comes a point in time you get sick of yourself. I reached that point in April 2021. I was sick of myself. I was sick of who I was seeing in the mirror. I was sick of my ailments, puffy knees, I had inflammation, I had severe hair shedding, and I didn't look good. In my opinion, I did not look good. I didn't feel sexy. I didn't feel womanly. I didn't feel attractive. And all of those things lowered all those cups I mentioned previously. Self-esteem, self-worth, self-value, self-confidence. So when you get to a point where your back is against the wall, you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're sick and tired of yourself. That is the passion in which I want you to be when you decide you want to change. You are ready to lose weight. You are ready to complete the fast day once and for all and do it again because you're tired of who you were and you're ready to see the new version of you. So essentially what's ideal is that you do have a solid and routine home life in which you're able to start tweaking things in a way that is not disruptive to your life. When you have a home life and your kids are going to school routinely and you know what time your significant other is coming home, just a normal routine, that's the time where you're mentally able and capable to start tweaking things in your life. Hey, maybe I could skip breakfast, I could skip lunch, I could skip dinner, and oh, maybe I could add a 20-minute workout here, and I could stop and get a salad today, and start adding those great routines. Change doesn't have to be scary. It can come in a way where it's welcomed and you can adapt to it. But a lot of people are afraid of change. They're even afraid of the outcome of who they're gonna be, and that's an issue. Change is hard, and it's totally easy to just stay who you are. But if you're not happy with who you are, then guess what? You're essentially a prisoner in your own body, and no one should feel that way. No one. And a lot of people are like, I wish I could leave my job. I want to leave this person. Nobody has a gun to your head. You are a free person. You could do whatever the hell you want. You can do what you want, but it's your mindset that has you in a prison. You can be America's Next Top Model. You can be a pop star, but it's a story you're telling yourself that's keeping you yay big, and you could be yay big. A big thing that I talk about all the time is we're unable to effectively manage our emotions, and this can turn into emotional eating. When you're unable to regulate your emotions in a healthy way, you're gonna find some way to cope. Because here's what I know. If you do not find a way to get your emotions out, whether they be frustration, upset, disappointment, sadness, depression, anxiety, if you don't find a way, even euphoria, you're so happy, you're excited, all these emotions, if you don't find a way to cope with them, regulate them, express them, which is the biggest word, express, because it should come out in a healthy fashion. It's going to, because express is the word, it's going to be expressed in some kind of way. If you don't do it in a healthy way, it's gonna come out some other way. The main way a lot of people find to do is with the easiest medium of food. You're gonna eat it. You're gonna eat your pain away. You're gonna eat the boredom away. You're gonna eat the loneliness away. You're gonna eat your happiness. You're gonna eat your sadness. You're gonna eat. Some people shop. Some people smoke. Some people have multiple partners, a lot of sex. It's going to come out some way, some shape, some form. If we do not find a way to regulate our emotions and express them in a healthy fashion, and hopefully you won't turn to food, comfort you. And that's why I love fasting so much, is because the blanket is gone. The blanket of hiding our emotions is gone. And I feel like that's a big reason so many people are uncomfortable on fast days, because they want to eat their emotions and they can't. They cannot. Either it's in the middle of the afternoon at work where you usually have, your vending machine snack because, you just had a stressful call, or the meeting went over and you're like, oh, it's my boss. And this is the time where you take that sugar hit. It's gone. It's the middle of the day and, the kids are here and they're running amok, and you eat the macaroni and cheese is gone. It's nighttime and you're winding down with your Netflix and you're about to watch all the movies, and you have your habitual bowl of popcorn and wine and you just drink it and you eat. It's gone. It's not so much about the hunger. It's about the feelings that we attach to eating. If you are an overweight person, you're not hungry. Your body has more than enough fat to feed off of for days. We have an attachment to what food means to us, and we have a lot of habits. And habits aren't easy to break. If we're older millennials and above, those are decades of ingrained behavior. How do you just change that? It's not simple. Fear of missing out is another reason why we are our own worst enemies. Fear of missing out. Sometimes we go to the event and we see everybody eating and they're like, oh, I want cake do? Everyone's drinking. I could have a shot of tequila. Everybody's having a hot dog at the barbecue. Oh, I guess I'll have one. FOMO is dangerous. And a scary one, which is funny because I've heard of this before on why we are our own worst enemies and why we self-sabotage, is our weight sometimes is attached to our identity, who we are to society. Here's the story you tell yourself. If I lose weight, my friends will be jealous of me and they won't love me. If I lose weight, I won't be the funny fat friend anymore. If I lose weight, what am I gonna do without my clothes? Man, my clothes won't fit anymore. You're attaching a lot of who you are to a size. Whether you are 300 pounds or 110 pounds, that doesn't dictate who you are. It's just a size. It's just how you look. Who you are is on the inside. What you look like is a different story completely. So don't have any attachment to a size, to a weight, to a number. That's why I said forget the scale. Forget the scale, because that number, it's 3 digits. That's not gonna tell you who you are as a person, as a human, as a good citizen. And I have nothing to do with that. Don't become attached to fat. It's not who you are. And if you wanna lose it, don't let any outside factor lead you astray. It's okay to want to do better for yourself. It's good that you want more for yourself, okay? Don't be attached to weight. It is not your identity. I rebuke it, okay? So here are 5 ways to help rid yourself of a self-sabotage mentality, change your mindset, and start thinking about things in a different way to help progress you more. Here's the keyword, more than regressing, because regressing is normal. We always want to progress more than we regress, but here are 5 ways to start working for yourself instead of against it. Here's number 1. I want you to start changing the story that you're narrating to yourself. So no more, I'll start again tomorrow. No more, I messed up, so I'll keep eating. No more, I'll do better next time. Start the story where you start preaching to yourself and then show up as that person, right? So I am a runner, a daily runner. I am a alternate day faster. If you start claiming the labels, they will become you. You can claim negative labels and you can claim positive labels. Whatever you believe, you're right. So it's important to start feeding yourself positivity and start doing correction to your mindset. You are whatever you believe you are. We don't have to be, oh, I've been a yo-yo dieter forever and this is just how that's a story you're telling yourself. Here's how your new story can sound. Once I put my mind to something, I always accomplish it. The end. So powerful, so simple. And if you believe it, it is true. It is so. Your new story can be like, I'm a person that just loves to eat greens and I just feel a lot better when I do. I don't enjoy alcohol and I'd rather drink water. These are the new narratives that your brain can absorb and now move accordingly. And the more you tell it to yourself, these are almost like affirmations. I don't want to use the word affirmation because I feel like it's a little too easy to get caught up. But if you start changing the narrative that you feed yourself, start catching those negative thoughts. Oh, this is how it always go. I have one good day and then 3 bad ones. It's usually like nothing. You know why it's usually like that? Because you said so. So as it is, so shall it be. Please give yourself a chance to succeed. Start changing the story you are telling yourself. If you can, start writing who you are, who you want to be, and begin showing up as that person. Here's number 2. Break down your goals into small, manageable goals. This is crucial. I was listening to Joel Osteen the other day, and he was talking about Charles Barkley and his mentor who passed away. Charles Barkley met his mentor, and the mentor was like, man, you can be so great. You can be a great basketball player, but you need to lose some weight, bro. You need to lose some weight. All right, so here's what you gonna do. This is the mentor to Charles Barkley. Here's what I need you to do. Lose 10 pounds. Do your best and lose 10 pounds within such and such time. Come back to me, all right? Charles Barkley hears this. He works out. He does what he needs to do, and he ends up losing 10 pounds. Goes back to his mentor. Man, I lost 10 pounds. What now? Mentor says, all right, I see you. Lose 10 more. Charles Barkley is like, all right, well. Does what he needs to do. Goes ahead and loses 10 more pounds in a sufficient time frame. This takes place 4 or 5 more times. Eventually, Charles Barkley ends up losing 80 pounds. By the last set of 10 pounds, the mentor is like, you are ready to be a great basketball player. And as he was, he ended up being one of the greatest and retired into wonderful Hall of Fame basketball victory. What was the point of this story? Charles Barkley asked him, like, why didn't you just tell me to lose 80 pounds? The mentor told him, if I had told you to lose 80 pounds all at once, you would have been so overwhelmed, so caught up in the bigger number that you would have overlooked all these small accomplishments and given up. So I gave you small, manageable goals within this greater scheme of things, small, manageable goals that once you accomplish, you were so proud of yourself. You were so proud of yourself each and every set of 10 pounds. And it made it attainable for you. Because instead of thinking about, oh my God, it's almost 100 pounds I have to lose, anybody could lose a good little 10 pounds, 10 pounds, 10 pounds, 10 pounds, 10 pounds. Every set counted up into a massive weight loss. So when you're able to break down weight loss into small, manageable goals, instead of overwhelming yourself with something like 50 pounds, I need to lose 80 pounds, focus on 5. Because guess what? 5 pounds is really like a considerable amount of weight. Like that could be loosening of a pant size. That could be, a dress zipping up. It's a difference. But we're so caught up in the huge number that we don't take time to appreciate that small win that made a difference too. You understand? You need to congratulate yourself. You need to start celebrating small wins. Take the time to celebrate small wins. And when you're able to celebrate small wins, you're able to last longer. You're not going to be as overwhelmed. You're not going to be as disappointed. You're not going to beat yourself up because you didn't do this exorbitant amount of weight in such a small time frame. You're able to just break down and attack. We need to stop and smell the roses. Take time to appreciate the small things and don't be overwhelmed with the larger sense of everything. So number 2, break down your goals into small, manageable goals. If you want to lose 30 pounds by summer, start breaking it down into a time frame. Because when you start thinking, okay, I could lose 2 pounds every week until August, that's amazing. And you'll reach it. Number 3, you have to start working on your self-value, your self-worth, your self-esteem. This can look like the form of professional help. This can look like self-help books. This can look like going to church more and understanding the word. This can look like journaling and just understanding who you are as a person. Start doing nice things for yourself. Start reparenting yourself, which is another topic I want to talk about in the art of reparenting, which is talking to that little child in you. It's within all of us. There's a little girl inside each and every one of us. There's a little girl inside you. I want you to ask yourself, are you talking nicely to this little girl? What are you saying to this little girl? Are you watering her flowers? Think about the little girl in you every day. She is you. She is within you. You need to water her so she can blossom. And that's a good way to check your thoughts, because if you're talking to yourself in such a way where you'd be like, wait, but I talk to my child like this? If you wouldn't talk to your child like that, don't talk to yourself like that. Start working on how you talk to yourself, how you love yourself, because it'll start showing in the actions. The mindset always influences the actions. Your behaviors are dictated by what you think of yourself. So if somebody were to look at you, it's someone to observe you, what would they say about you? This person loves themselves. This person cares about themselves. This person takes good care of themselves. Or would they say, this person doesn't care about themselves. This person doesn't love themselves. Why would I respect this person? They don't even respect themselves. Think about that. We need to work on all the selves. 4, and this is a mindset change, stop treating your diet as a punishment, because this can lead to feelings of resentment. When I started seeing fasting as a way to escape food anxiety, food obsessiveness, it was really a freeing mindset. I stopped thinking of fasting as, okay, I'm gonna fast and then I'm gonna lose weight because my body doesn't deserve to eat today because it ate too much all week. Here's my mindset when I'm fasting. It's time to rest. It's time to rest. Not, okay, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it through today because yesterday I pigged out. That's my mindset for my fast days. It is not a punishment. You are not punishing yourself. Fasting is not a punishment. It is a break. You should be grateful to have something else off your plate in this hectic society we live in. We got bills, we got kids, we got responsibilities, we got mortgages, we got rent, we got it's a lot going on. We have a lot going on. Start treating your fast day as a gift, not a punishment. Think about it, a gift. It does get uncomfortable and I get it. I get it. This is where journaling comes in. This is where being busy, taking care of your other chores instead of focusing on what you can't eat. Think about what you can do instead of focusing on when is the next time I'm going to do this? When's the next time I'm going to have a meal? Start about, okay, now I have time to do my laundry. It's not a punishment. You're giving yourself a chance to focus elsewhere. Use it to your best advantage. I'm my most productive on fast days. All I do is sit down with my drink, water. I sit down with my drink, do my editing, I clean my house, I run after my kids. So that's a great mindset change to get you through your fast day a lot better and stop self-sabotaging because you're going to end up resenting it. You're going to be resentful of the fact that you can't eat. Change the can't to I don't have to, I don't need to. Because when you start using can't, that means a restriction and we instantly want to pushing against resentment. Okay, so be careful. Lastly, to help change the self-sabotage mentality, start the daily practice of gratitude. Gratitude in my life has been so life-changing. The book that changed my life is called The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. She is the creator of the world's best-selling book, The Secret, which is focusing on the law of attraction. In The Magic, which is my favorite, if you read the reviews on Amazon, 5-star reviews all day. 5-star reviews all day. That book is life-changing. It made me the Colleen you see today, and I'll always preach on it. If you want to change your life for the better, The Magic. In it are daily practices of gratitude, small daily practices of gratitude. And when you start being more appreciative of what you have, you don't focus on what you don't. All of a sudden, you are more than abundant because you realize how much goodness you have in your life already. If you have a home, it doesn't have to be your ideal home. It doesn't have to be your forever home. You have a home. You are warm. There's homeless people out there. You're blessed. If you have your teeth, you're able to smile. The people who don't have that would love that. You have a fridge with food in it. What a blessing. Say thank you. When you start focusing on how much you have, stop focusing on what you don't, you become abundant. An abundance mindset thwarts self-sabotage because a lot of self-sabotage mindset is rooted in lack. And lack mindset means you just don't have enough. I don't have enough. I'll never get enough. I'm a negative mindset, that negative self-talk. You are abundant. You have so much. You are just blessed with so much. If you're watching this, you have internet. That's dope. You have a computer, you have a phone. You're watching something that's beneficial to your progress, to a better you. That's a wonderful thing. A way to beat self-sabotage is to start the magical practice of being grateful. What I usually do, 10 things I'm grateful for every day. Any 10 things. It can't be the same 10 things as before. Every day, a new set of 10 things that I'm grateful for. And why? Because the why is important. You need to know the why. Because I am so thankful for that. Because yada, okay? 10 things. And then before I go to sleep at night, I think about the best thing that happened to me. And what this does is it makes you run through all the good things that happened to you today. As soon as you ask yourself, what is the best thing that happened to me today? Your brain starts going through all the amazing or wonderful or even good things that happened to you today, and you have to pick the best one. And so you remember that, hey, good things did happen today, and I didn't even realize. And then you choose the best, and for it, you say thank you. It's amazing. Gratitude will get you so far. It makes you so thankful. It makes you so happy. It makes you so appreciative. You are so much lighter when you start practicing gratitude. Self-sabotage is so rooted in lack and self-doubt and negative self-speech, and it doesn't have to be that way. Counteract it with the beautiful gift of gratitude. Woo! That's it. Those were the 5. Let me just run down real quick. Number 1, change the story you tell yourself. Number 2, break down your goals into small, manageable goals. And number 3, work on your self-value, self-worth, self-esteem. Number 4, stop treating your diet as a punishment. And number 5, start practicing daily gratitude. Pray you found something meaningful, helpful to progress you on your ADF challenge if you're on it, or any weight loss goals that you have. I will see you next week. All right. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate you and I wish you the best. Bye-bye.